Alright, what's up YouTube? Working on a 2000 Buick Lesabre. I don't see any videos out there on how to remove the heater core, so here we go. So first, you're going to start by taking this trim panel across right here out. There's two screws that hold it right there, and then it just snaps it loose. And then same thing here, this one just snaps out. This one right here, you just snap it out. And we'll move on to the next step. Yeah, and one other thing, we took the seats out to make it give you a little bit more room to work, make it a little bit easier, but everything is back in there now, so done deal. Oh yeah, and then to get those seats out, you gotta have a special GM Torx it looks like a Torx bit, but it's different. This is a GM. Hold on. This is a GM Torx bit, and it's called a Torx Plus, and this is a TP45 Torx Plus for GM vehicles. That's how you get the seats out. Alright, so after you take those Phillip head screws out, get that panel off right there, snap that panel loose, then you're going to come down here and take the footwell panel loose. You have 7mm screws right here, and then you can lower that down. Alright, and then you can unplug all of your electrical. I'm just going to pull this out right here. Set this aside. Alright, you can pause it. Go ahead. Alright, next you want to go ahead and snap these side pieces loose. Just pull on them, snap it loose. Get these out of your way. And then you'll do the same thing on that side. Just snap that side panel loose right there. Alright, pause it. Alright, so we got that side panel out of the way. Now you want to fold your carpet back so you can get access to remove this duct right here. Alright, so I folded the carpet back so you can get access to this duct right here. So we got the carpet folded back. Skip the step. We need to take those two 7mm screws out to remove this panel right here. After you get those two out, you got to drop down and take this panel right here loose, and then there's going to be two more 7mm screws under this panel down here. Now we'll get these two 7mm screws. Alright, so now you can pull this down. It's got a little pop rivet right here. You should be able to pull that out. Alright, and then just get all your electricals unplugged. Alright, so next thing you got to do is get your, they call this the duct, I can't think of the name right now, but anyway, you have to disconnect this one from here, and then you can slide it back a little bit. You can slide it back a little bit to kind of get it out of your way. Alright, so for this part, you can see it comes loose on one side, but there's one screw up here in the inside of it that you got to get to. I'll try to get a picture of it. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll see if I can get a picture of it so you can see. But It's a 7mm also, and I'm gonna use this 7mm 1/4" drive with an extension to get it out. All right, pause it. All right, I'm gonna try to get you a picture of that screw. It's really hard to see, but if you, let's see, right there. Yeah, it's trying to focus, but it's right there. You can see it just a little bit. So again, this screw is right here on the passenger side where you see these green clips. Is straight up in there, so you got to kind of hold this side, hold this back, and then you can get to that 1/4" screw. All right, I got that one screw out, and to be honest with you, here it is. It probably would have been a lot harder if I didn't have this electric ratchet, but you see the setup that I used to get it out. This has made it a lot easier. All right, the next thing we got to do is get the heater core cover off, and you can see these screws right here. Make sure you try to look all the way around it, because I think there's some hidden screws from what I understand. And that is a 7/32 standard screw. Okay, so there ended up being 4 screws in here. There's one right here. You can see the other spot where the screw goes is right here. Actually, well, 5. These 2 right here. There's 2 in the bottom of it right here, and then there's one on the side towards the back, kind of above the pedal to the back. And then you can just take your wire. So you got your wire looms, the clips. You got to take those out, and then this shield will come out of your way. Okay, so after that shield comes out of the way, then you actually get to the cover. And again, you got some more 7/32 bolts that seems to go all the way around it. Right now I'm under the hood. A lot of the videos or instructions you'll get to tell you to drain the coolant first. I want to get the hard part done first, so now I'm out here. Before I pull the heater core out, I'm going to go ahead and get the fluid drained. Now, of course, they do have special tools to take these hose clamps loose. Right over this way. There's special tools that they have to get those hose clamps loose. But I'm just going to use channel locks. If you disconnect it here first, you can put a drain pan underneath the car, catch most of the fluid, the coolant, and then you can actually blow through one side of this hose, and it'll force all of the coolant out of the actual heater core, or most of it, so you don't really spill any more inside. And of course, if you have a leaking heater core, you're already gonna have some in your carpet, but this just minimizes what you get inside of the car. So we're gonna get these 2 clamps loose, get the fluid out, and then over here you got the 2 hoses that go into the firewall. Let's see. You got I'm trying to get a good picture of them, but I think you get the idea. There's 2. There you go. You can see them from there. The 2 hoses. Hold that. You can see. Here's one of the hoses right here, and the other one kind of runs right beside it, right there. So you got to get those 2 hoses loose also before you can actually pull the heater core out. All right, so now let me turn this back. I might. All right, so now let me see. We got the hoses loose right here. We got the coolant. We blew through this line right here. Coolant came out of this line. We got a drain pan under there. And so then these lines right here are pretty difficult to get to. So what we did is come back around to the inside. Here's the heater core. There's one screw and a clip. Here's the clip, screw that's on the bottom of the heater core. Right here on the bottom of it that holds it in. But anyway, in order to get to those hoses that are against the firewall, what I did was push the heater core in as far as I can get it, because of course we don't care about this heater core. We just bent the lines a little bit and pushed it in as far as we can get it. And then what that does is give you a lot more room to get to these clips here. And what I was able to do was kind of pick up on one side and spin the clip around, and then I was able to get my my channel locks on both of those to get those clips loose. So now I'm just gonna take my channel locks, grip this hose, twist it to unstick the hoses, and then we should be able to pull this on these hoses off and pull the heater core on out and start in with the new one. All right, we got that loose. Here are the hoses, one of the hoses. So these are two different diameters, so make sure when you go back you pay attention to that. So basically on this one, I was able to just turn the hose and it popped off. And then on this one, same thing. Basically I just twisted those a little bit with the channel locks, and then I was able to pull them off. So now back to the inside. Not yet. All right, so now you can see my heater core. I'm gonna just pull it back around and voila, there we go. Now we're ready to start back in with the new one. All right, so we got the new heater core. About to get it into position and push it through the firewall. You should basically be able to slide it in this way and kind of maneuver it and get your hoses lined up with the hole through the firewall, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so now we got the hoses on there. The way we did this to make it a little easier, it takes two people to do it. If you're by yourself, you may be able to kind of tilt the heater core to the side and lean it up against the brake pedal, but I had help, so they were able to hold the heater core out this way a little bit. Sorry, let's see. I was able to pull it back toward me. You see it still moves a little bit. I pushed it out as far as I could get it, and then I was able to put one hose on at a time and slide the clamp on and get it connected. So now we're headed back to the inside. All right, so now we've got the heater core. See, it's kind of leaned up against the brake pedal. That kind of help hold it in place. So now we'll just slide it back around to where it goes, and then we'll be able to put the clamp back on it at the bottom. All right, so we got the heater core back up in there. Once you get it in place, that little screw with the bracket right there is the only thing that holds it in place. So now we'll go back over it with the cover and start reassembling it. All right. So we got the heater core back in. Shine your light back here for me. Got the heater core back in. That's the heater core cover. So basically now everything is just gonna be in reverse order from the beginning. So if you find this video helpful, like and subscribe.